This is the Dark Driving V3 from Fuzzrocious pedals, and it's a low/medium gain overdrive pedal that can go from mild to absolutely insane wild while maintaining a fantastic natural and very warm sounding crunch. So Fuzzrocious pedals, I absolutely love everything that Ryan has ever put out, and really it's just one of those things where Fuzzrocious usually has something crazy and wild that just makes you go, wait, what is this? Because there are so many pedals in their line that have just made me go, whoa, that's wild, but I need to try it. But what's crazy about the Dark Driving V3 is that it's pretty simple when you think about it, but it does simplicity almost perfectly. The best way for me to really explain the Dark Driving V3 is it's essentially a cranked, warm, and very natural breakup sounding tube amp in a pedal. And not only that though, if you wanted to just be a small boost to the tone you already have, or something where you can really pair it with a dirt pedal that you really love, you're able to do so much with it. But I definitely have to say that this is a pedal that deserves to be on at all times if it's on your pedal board. But of course, before we dig into the Dark Driving V3, and for the sake of transparency, this video is sponsored by Fuzzrocious pedals. But of course, as always with any sponsored content on my channel, this has absolutely no effect on my opinion, the sound on this videos, or anything like that. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So this is my first experience at all with the Dark Driving line. I didn't get to try out V1 or V2, but I have to say that V3 knocks it out of the park like crazy, especially on bass. Like I mentioned a little earlier, one of my favorite things about this pedal is that it can go seriously from that slight mild boost to just crazy all out wild overdrive. That just sounds so fantastic on bass in my opinion. And not only that, you're able to really fine tune everything in between. For your controls, you have 4 knobs and 2 toggle switches. Starting with the knobs, you start with your tone knob, and where this is really interesting to me is that it's not a regular tone knob, if that makes any sense at all. I really felt the low end get boosted when I put it more counterclockwise, and I really felt that treble start to be more present when you put it clockwise, where it just sounds very active. Then you have both a drive and a gain knob, and what's really cool about this is that you're really able to go in there in this very unique way and sculpt the overdrive to how you see fit. And because there's a clean boost after the circuit itself, it allows you to stay above unity gain, where you can add more volume to really push your amp or any other pedals in the line after it. Below that, you have your volume knob, which is your overall output. And then for your 2 toggle switches, you have diode and then light and dark. For the diode control, this is really fun to me. Essentially, you have one side where you can basically have no diode clipping to open up your drive, and there's less compression, or you can go ahead and flip it where it adds in that BAT46 diode to clip with more aggression. So basically think of this as it can kind of go from that boost overdrive to that more overdrive sort of faux distortion that sounds so rad and so huge too. And then you have the light/dark toggle switch, which lets you choose between basically 2 completely different tones. That's really fun to play around with. Now, personally for me, I didn't see a full use for the light mode on bass, but then I can also see that if you have a bass with flats, or say something with a mudbucker, or something that doesn't have a lot of definition, if you put it into light mode and mess around with the tone knob too, you're able to get some really killer tones out of it. So for the pros on the Dark Driving V3, I absolutely love the tones overall that I was able to get with this. Whether it was basically essentially a cranked warm tube amp and a pedal, or something where you just wanted that slight boost to a different dirt pedal that you already had. It was so much fun going through with this with different basses and seeing what really worked, what didn't work, and what unique sounds I was truly able to sculpt in between. And then for the cons, again, I didn't personally see a big use for the light switch on bass, but I can also see a lot of players finding their own uses with it. And then one big thing is I really wish there was a blend or mix knob where I can blend in my clean tone. But I also feel that's something that you can have on a custom order too if you wanted on Fuzzrocious' site. And so overall for the Dark Driving V3, this is just a fantastic overdrive that sort of acts like a faux preamp if you want it to. I think there's a lot of use in this, especially if you want this to be your always on tone machine, because I can definitely see myself doing that. You have the clean tone that you want, so you just tap this guy on for your entire set or your entire recording period, and that's basically your bass, just sort of dirty, natural, and warm tone. But of course, let me know what you guys think about the Dark Driving V3. While it is sort of a low/mid overdrive pedal, this can go extremely loud and just very huge and nasty sounding, which I absolutely love. But thank y'all so much for watching, as always, for watching, subscribing, follow me on social media, all that weird and crazy stuff. I truly do appreciate it. And of course, a humongous thank you to my Patreon supporters right here. Mwah. Mwah. If you want to be like one of these gorgeous people right here and help support the channel every single month and also get in on some really cool goodies, go ahead and head on over to my Patreon page. But y'all, thank you so much for watching. As always, I truly do appreciate it. And of course, no matter where in the world you are, stay safe, practice that bass, change your strings, just change them. Don't argue, just change them. And I'll see y'all next time.